Ladies and gentlemen, we are going through how to set boundaries for yourself and how to hold people to them to not let yourself get stood all over and taken advantage of. And I'm doing this because this is one of my biggest pain points, lessons that I've had to go through myself. I guess by nature, having my quote personality, having the loving care and I guess trust that I have for people and the lack of confidence that I had in myself is that I was always someone who would always get pushed over. I would always take the shorter end of the stick. I would always take the lesser deal, the less amount. I would always take the shit end of the deal because I didn't want to cause conflict. I wanted to make people's lives easier. I wanted to people please, etc., etc. The reasons go on. So this is something I'm really passionate about because it's been a really big pain point for myself for a very, very long time. And until learning the things that I'm going to take you guys through today, it's really challenging because once you hear it, it makes sense, and it's like it's easy once you understand it. But until you hear it and really embody it and apply it, it's hard. It's like I truly believe everyone is doing the best of what they've got. Like your life right now is a reflection of your beliefs, your skills, and your actions. So if you want your life to change, you need to change your beliefs, you need to change or upgrade your skill set, and you need to take different action. So you're doing the best with what you've got, in my opinion. So I'd love to shed a bit of light and hopefully give you guys a bit of advice here. I rarely do presentations without talking about values. So we're going to go through values, guys. So the first step to set boundaries for yourself and not get stood all over is you got to get clear on your values. So what are values in life? Your values are not what most people think of. They think of like respect, loyalty, honesty, and all that stuff. It's not that. Those are personality traits. Those are human characteristics. Like I use this example most commonly. I say, who here, if you're watching this video, do you see yourself as an honest person? I would hope that most of you guys would say yes. If you're honest enough, you'd probably say no. And then out of those people that say, are they honest? And 90% of people say yes. I then ask, who of you lie or have lied in your life? Everyone puts their hand back up because we are both honest and we both lie. We are both mean and both nice. We are positive and negative. We share all personality traits. So when I say the word value, I don't mean like I value loyalty or honesty or respect or any of that stuff. Yes, I'm sure you do demonstrate that and you appreciate those traits in people and you appreciate those traits in yourself. But when I say the word value, I'm referring to what is your life priorities. What is intrinsically meaningful to you? What is an area of your life that your life demonstrates that is clearly important to you and has come from a void that you've had growing up? As an example, people that get bullied for being, say, overweight or being ugly, health or image might become important to them because whatever's painful in your upbringing or in your childhood or your experience growing up will become important to you at a later point. Your pains create your values and your drives later on. It's like for me, growing up, my family wasn't very well financially, so that was painful for me. So wealth and creating wealth is important to me now. So whatever was painful for you growing up will be important to you later. So that's what I mean by values, because values, it's the foundation of human behavior. Because if from the next point that we're going to go into, once you understand who you are authentically, because then you know what you stand for. Because lack of holding people to boundaries comes back from not having high levels of self-worth. But to have high levels of self-worth, you need to understand who you are. And who you are your values. So you'll hear me reference values all the time in my presentations because they're so fucking important. It's the first thing I do when I work with any client is what are their values? Who are they at their core? What intrinsically is most meaningful to this person? So that's the first step. You need to get it clear on yours. If you'd like help with that, that's something I can do for you. That's a service I do. I also have a YouTube video, I'm pretty sure, and I go through that. Just search Lewis Huckstep values on YouTube and we go through it. But it goes from asking questions like, what do you spend your money on? What do you think about? What do you talk about? Like in social settings, if you find yourself talking a lot about family, getting married, having kids, then family might be important to you. It's a sign that's important to you. If you're always talking about business and making sales and making money, then business or money might be important to you. If you're always talking about traveling the world and experiencing the world, then experiences might be important to you. And the beautiful thing about values is once you understand this and actually acknowledge it for yourself and others, is that everyone is different. Everyone has their own unique set of values that is individual to them. It's individual as a thumbprint to that person. And when you can appreciate that in yourself and acknowledge that and love yourself for what your values are, then you can be authentic and stop doing shit that you don't have to do. A lot of people are doing things because they feel guilty, or they're putting other people's expectations on themselves, or so many other reasons. But once you know your values and who you stand for, who you are authentically, and you can actually live a life aligned to that, holy shit, life is incredible. So number one is always values. Determine your values, get clear on what your values are. Secondly, you then get clear on what your vision for your life looks like. What does the vision for your life look like for your future? And a really good way that I do when I work with clients with this is you section it out using your values. So for example, my top 3 values are coaching, learning, and wealth creation. So I love coaching. Look at me right now. I'm on a video. I'm making content to help coach people through obviously YouTube videos and podcasts and whatever. So I'm coaching people right now. I love learning. I'm always reading books. I'm always doing courses. I'm always listening to YouTube videos. I learn by coaching, by communicating my teachings. I get to learn it even more. And thirdly, I love wealth, because I love that because it was so painful for me growing up. So those are my top 3. And you have between, when you do the process, you'll come out between 4 to 7. So I've got all of mine. And what I suggest doing is asking yourself the question, what does the vision for my life look like in that area? What's the vision that I have for coaching? What's the vision I have for learning? What's the vision that I have for wealth creation? What's the vision that I have for my relationship? What's the vision I have for my family? What's the vision that I have for my health? And you get clear on what does that inspired life, that vision of your life look like, and get to the detail. Because the magic when you're doing manifestation, if anyone's into that, or visualization, or whatever you want to call it, whatever you meditation, which is fantastic. The magic when it comes to stuff like that is the details. Is getting clear on the absolute details. It's like, I use the example of a roller coaster. Most people have been on a roller coaster, right? So it's like, if you were to think of a memory of you on a roller coaster, of you watching yourself going down the roller coaster versus you being in the front seat of that roller coaster going down head first, it's a different experience. And you can feel the difference when you visualize it differently like that. So when it comes to your vision, you want to get clear. What house do you want to wake up in? Where do you want to live? What country do you want to live in? How much money do you want to have in your bank account? What countries do you want to travel to? What types of children? Of course, you can't determine your children's gender and all that stuff, but you know what I mean. How many children do you want to have? How many countries do you want to travel to? What charities do you want to give back to? What does your body look like? What does your health look like? Blah, 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 blah. But the more detail, the better. And that's the magical part. So first step is your values. What is intrinsic? Who are you? What do you stand for? What's intrinsically important to you? Secondly, your vision. What is that vision for your life? What does your fucking life look like? Life on your terms. Incredible life. If you were to wake up and only do shit that you want to do, what does that life look like? And then the next part is you set boundaries for yourself. What are boundaries that are going to stop you from fulfilling your values and working towards that vision? Whether it's in a relationship, and boundaries come into all areas. Boundaries for your work, values for your family, values for your relationship, values for your friends, all that good stuff. So get clear on what are the boundaries that you have. And this is the part that hopefully will click for you guys if you're watching this with me right now. And if you're paying attention, is when your vision becomes more important than the pain of enforcing that boundary, then you'll do it. Because think about this. When was the last time you let someone overstep a boundary, but you weren't prepared to have that tough conversation? And I've got both hands in the air here because I've done that thousands of times. Thousands of times. I wasn't prepared to have the tough conversation. I bit my tongue. I avoided the conflict because I was a people pleaser, because I didn't want the pain, because I didn't whatever it was. But now that I'm clear on my vision, I'm inspired. You can probably tell by the tone of my voice. I'm doing what I love and I'm loving what I do. But because I'm clear on my vision, I know my values. I'm very fucking rock solid in my values. I'm very clear on the vision that I have for my life. And I'm so inspired to fucking chase that anything that's going to stop me from doing that, I will not fucking allow it. And that's where I hold people accountable. I don't allow people to overstep those boundaries because my vision, my family, my future wealth, my future coaching, my future learning means more to me than the pain of having that tough conversation. And until you get to that point, you will continue to allow people to step over your boundaries. So the magic part is when the vision, which is a reflection of your values, becomes more important and more meaningful to you than the pain or the discomfort of holding someone accountable or having a tough conversation until that level of that threshold is overtaken. Once the vision is more important than the tough conversation, you'll continue to let people to do it. So you've got to get to that point. You've got to get so clear that your vision it's like, when I think about mine, like the people that I'm going to help, the people I'm already helping, the community that I'm building, the community group that I'm building online, I'm so proud to do. The clients that I'm impacting, the testimonials that I'm getting, the relationship I'm building with my partner, the future family that I'm creating for my future. That fucking excites me, and that it inspires me. So because it inspires me so much, I'm willing to have the tough chat. Instead of just being a yes man, I'm guilty of being a yes man a lot, just saying yes, 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 because I was too scared to say no. I say, hold up, let me have a think about that. It's like, say, the old me. I won't use the details of this, but I'll give you the vague version of this. I got offered a commercial opportunity. I got offered a business opportunity, and I was very naive. I think I was 23 at the time, 22 or 23. And this person was running a business. It wasn't doing very well. And this person said, hey, look, you can have the business, take it off me, but you've got to go in and build the business up. And I just removed myself from the business, my other business. I had 2 studios. This was my 3rd one. And I removed myself from them. And I just started getting into my coaching business. So coaching people, making content like what I'm doing my podcasting and all the stuff, doing more of what I love and loving what I do. And this deal that came to me, I felt bad saying no to it. I said yeah, and I didn't think about it, and there was a shitload of details that I'm not going to go into today, but I said yes to it because I was too scared to say no. I was too scared because I knew the person wanted me to do it. That's why he offered me the opportunity. But I was too fucking scared to say no. But now when people come to me, because I had the same person come to me recently, probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago, less than a month ago, and offered me a different opportunity, not similar but different, and offered me an opportunity. I said, hey, look, I'm open to an opportunity, but I want to be upfront with you. I will only take this as long as it doesn't take away from my mission and my vision of what I'm working towards, because that means more to me than a short-term shiny object, make a little bit of money, just to be upfront with you. But I wouldn't, and I didn't have that conversation back before I got clear on who I was. So I hope this made sense. So let's recap that. What are your values? Who are you? What's intrinsically meaning for you? What do you stand for? Who is the real version of you? Secondly, what does your vision look like for your future? In particular, in those areas of your values, but areas outside of your values, of course. And then thirdly, set boundaries within those, whatever's going to stop you. And the boundaries can be different. They can be outside of the areas. There will be boundaries within those areas of your values, but set boundaries, whatever they look like. And you need to get so fucking clear on the vision to a point that it means more to you than having the tough chat. And once you do that, once it does mean more to you, then you'll start holding people accountable. And that is the exact process you go through to set boundaries for yourself and not let people walk all over you and be a yes man or a yes woman and be a people pleaser and just sacrifice yourself, take the short end of the stick, all the above. That is how you do it. I hope you got value from this, guys. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. If you're interested in joining my community, guys, it's on Facebook. It's called Create a Life That Inspires You. Would love for you guys to join. Connect with me on Instagram, TikTok, anything. I post a lot of content all over the place. Reach out. Would love to connect. Would love to serve you. I have programs designed to take you through this stuff. So if you're interested in that, guys, I have services available. I have programs available designed to serve you because this is my mission. You can probably tell by the way that I'm speaking. Have an amazing day. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys on the very next video.